Hello, my dear friend. How are you doing? This is your servant, Father Tony, coming your way again. Today, let us discuss how compassionate Jesus is to us when we fall. I don't know about you. Have you sinned before? Have you made a mistake as a Christian before? Have you faltered before? This is what we're going to discuss today. Read with me the Gospel of Luke, chapter 24, verses 35 onwards. After the resurrection of Jesus, he came back to the same people who denounced him, the same people who rejected him, the same people who said, "We don't know you." But just like in the time of Genesis, they were afraid, and Jesus will tell them, "Hold on, have peace. Peace be with you. Do not be afraid. I am with you." That is the heart of Jesus. That is the man we worship. If you can only gather at his feet, Jesus will come back for you no matter what you have done, no matter how far you have gone, no matter how worse you have deserted him. He comes back to you. Be on the lookout, because Jesus is on his way back to you. Let us look at another dimension. The dimension when in Genesis, Adam and Eve fell. Equally, they were afraid, so they went hiding. But they were cast out of the garden. But it's not so with Jesus. When you have rejected him, he comes back for you because he's the loving God of our souls. And that is why if you read 1 John chapter 2 verses 1 to 5, he asks a very basic question, and let me read it out to you. He says, "I am writing this, my children, to stop you from sinning." Yes, I have sinned. You have sinned. But he says, "If anyone should sin, we have an advocate." Surprisingly, the one we sin against is our same advocate, Jesus Christ. He comes back to you. And like Peter, who rejected him 3 times, he came back to him 3 times and said, "Do you love me? Feed my sheep." That is how far God will go for you. And so my basic question is, are you tired of saying sorry to Jesus? He is not tired of you. Just stay put and be on the watch out for him. He's looking for you. And he says, "None of the people that you give me will be lost." And that was what Jesus said. You are not meant to be lost. He loves you. He's ready for you. Today, think about it. Raise up your hands and say, "I'm sorry, God." And he'll come back for you, no matter what you have done. That is the good news. That is our Jesus. That is the loving God we serve. He is looking out for you. Come out and meet him, and you will be what God created you to be. This is my message for you. God bless you, and I'll see you again another time. Shalom.